So Nintendo releasing a 2020 roadmap, no Nintendo Direct announced in January yet. It's looking more and more like a February Direct every day, guys. I'm actually really curious on Nintendo's plans for 2020 with the Nintendo Switch. What do you think? Hey guys, it's Rob here, and welcome back to the Robo Show, where we cover and discuss the latest gaming news, leaks, and rumors from Nintendo, Microsoft, and Sony. If you want to be kept up on the latest gaming news, click that red subscribe button below this video and that notification bell so you know when I upload. In this video, we're going to go over the Nintendo 2020 roadmap that Nintendo has released for us, go over what Nintendo Switch games are missing from the Switch roadmap, and talk about why they're missing. So without further delay, let's get to the Nintendo news. So it's 2020, and Nintendo hasn't really made any noise recently. If anything, other companies like Sega, Atlas, and other devs that are working on games for the Switch have been more open about their plans for 2020, and it's got everyone wondering what are Nintendo's plans for 2020 and even beyond 2020. And it seems that we got our answer with this Nintendo roadmap sent out by Nintendo, so let's go over some dates. Of course, Tokyo Mirage Session is already out, which is a game that I'll be reviewing. We have Darksiders Genesis for February 15th. March 1st is Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Rescue Team DX, another game that I'm actually interested in. April 24th, we have the long-awaited Trials of Mana, and then we have Pokemon Sword and Shield's expansion pass with no specific date, but the months being autumn 2020 and June 2020. Snack World is coming out on February 14th, with Devil May Cry coming out later that month on February 20th. And next we have SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated, which is set for September 24th, with Outer Worlds coming in 2020 and Minecraft Dungeon Hunter coming out in April 2020, which is a game that I'm strangely interested in. I don't like Minecraft too much, but it has that dungeon crawling gameplay that I just love. Now if we move down one more, Doom Eternal for the Switch has no date, which isn't really too surprising, and it makes me wonder how well Doom Eternal for other platforms are going. With it being on the Switch, I suspect there's more work to be done on that port than the regular ones for PS4, Xbox One, PC, and so on. Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles is coming out in summer of 2020, and Panzer Dragon is coming out in winter, with the rest having zero dates. Now there are some big games missing here. Bayonetta 3 is still missing, which is very odd. I mean, it's been announced for a while, so you would think at least a release window would be on there. We also don't have one for No More Heroes 3, which is even more odd than Bayonetta 3 not having a release date on there. It doesn't even say 2020, which is even more odd than that, because of course we know that it's coming out in 2020, which was shown at the Game Awards. Breath of the Wild 2 is also not on there. Now my thinking with Breath of the Wild 2, since it's in the same engine as Breath of the Wild 1, the development would go quicker than the first, but that may not be the case here, or there could be something else afoot here. So Nintendo is going to be holding off their investor meeting for 2020 in January, and this could be why Nintendo held off their Nintendo Direct for January and instead putting it in February, and why there's no dates for No More Heroes 2 and Bayonetta 3, and why Nintendo has been pretty quiet lately despite it being 2020 and them needing to tell us their plans for 2020 to get us hyped up about the Nintendo Switch in 2020. Nintendo could be holding off information till after the meeting and then announce a Nintendo Direct on the 3rd and have the Nintendo Direct be on February 12th. The past couple of Directs have been on a Wednesday, and they're typically a week later after they announce it. Now we might get some more information about Nintendo Direct and Nintendo games in 2020 out of that meeting too. A lot of the times these investor meetings actually give us tidbits of information about the games. The Sony investor meeting revealed part 2 of the Final Fantasy remake, if I remember correctly, so we might be getting more info on No More Heroes 2 and Bayonetta 3 and maybe even Breath of the Wild. But those are just my thoughts based on some of the information and a little speculation on my part. What do you think? Do you think a Nintendo Direct will be in January? Maybe it's still possible, or do you think it's going to be in February? Tell me your thoughts in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe to Robo Rob Gaming for more Nintendo news, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.